Hello, fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the In Space Psycho Rangers team pack from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Now, I apologize, this did come out a little bit ago, but I've been a little backlogged. But finally getting to it, and I'm very excited. I believe this was an Amazon exclusive, and it retailed for $100, which really isn't bad when you consider it's 5 figures inside. Now, of course, the obvious downside is that red and blue were already released. Red was in a 2-pack with Lost Galaxy Red, and blue was a GameStop exclusive. So it is kind of a bummer to have them release some figures separately and then give us a team pack. Obviously, the team pack is for the dedicated Psycho Ranger fan who wants to make sure they get all 5, because I could easily see the rest of these figures not being released separately. Now, it's very possible they may in the future, and if you bought this pack, you might get burned. But at least you'll have all 5, and you only have 2 duplicates. There's nothing forcing you to buy the other 3 should they be released separately, unless they give them some kind of extra accessories or something, which I think would be a really low move. But hopefully this is the end of the Psycho Rangers. They're here, they're out, they're done, and we won't hear from them again. They can move on to some other figures. But at least we finally do have yellow and pink, because Bandai was never able to get to them, or just chose not to get to them, however you want to look at that. So it is nice to finally have the full team. And I want to say, first off, the artwork on this box is beautiful. All 5 of the Rangers here look very, very cool. I like this quite a bit. And it does come in this like really nice, heavy-duty kind of wax box. It reminds me of like a board game or something. The quality of the box. It's really, really sharp and really nice. Not too much going on the sides or the top. You just kind of have like the lightning bolt, Power Rangers Lightning Collection. But if we turn around to the back, you have a really nice shot of the 5 figures. Of course, they all come with the lightning hands, because apparently that's a big deal. Honestly, it's been a minute. I guess I watched In Space probably about a year or so ago. And that was probably like the end of last year, early this year. I don't remember. It seems like a lifetime ago. I don't remember them having lightning hands all the time. I guess that happened. I just don't remember it. But they do have their individual weapons as well, which I appreciate, so that's really cool. So, gonna go ahead. Well, actually, you know what? Before we do that, I want to show you, just because the box is so nice. I want to take the lid off. There's even something written inside the box, which I think is pretty cool. So it's in a couple languages there, but if you'd like to pause that and read it, you can. So, putting that aside, you can see the tray that they're in is pretty sharp. So I think that's really cool. Really nice packaging. I mean, even if you wanted to just display it like this, you could. I feel like that's a viable option. You could put it on a shelf like this, and it's would make a pretty decent display piece if you didn't feel like taking it out. So, pretty cool. But of course, I am going to take it out so I can show you guys everything. So let's go ahead, get these guys out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So here are the 5 Psycho Rangers out of the packaging, and I have to say they do look good, all 5 of them together. I think they did a nice job. The other thing I really wanted to commend is that the 2 female Psycho Rangers are a different mold. It would have been very easy for them just to kind of, repaint the same mold, but they did take the time to slim it down. You can tell definitely because they only have, the 1 jointed elbows like most of the female Rangers do. You can see that the kind of skirt piece here is slightly different. I would say for the most part, articulation is the same. Both have the head on a ball joint there with a swivel. The shoulder joints, the butterfly joint there, a little tight but moves around. Hinge and swivel, bicep swivel there. Like I said, they have the 1 jointed elbow, but it can swivel, whereas these guys have the typical double jointed elbow. Similar wrist, has the hinge and the spin. They have the abdomen kind of swivel there, and then they have the crunch as well down in the abs. I would say hips are pretty much the same out to the side, thighs swivel, a little bit of a butt flap so it doesn't go very far back. Double jointed knees, and then they do have a boot swivel as well, and then typical rock and swivel in the ankles. So I would say for the most part the male and female molds are very similar, with the exception of the elbows being the major difference. And just kind of a slimming down, a little bit thinner, around the waist, and chest area. But they did a really nice job. I gotta say, they really did. Giving us the female mold and making it different, because they could have easily just gotten lazy and just did the same mold 5 times. They could have. Another place where you really notice it, we get a bunch of extra hands. So if I move this in, you can see every ranger gets a fist hand, and then for the female fist, you can see it is noticeably smaller. So you do get, I guess these are all, what, the left fist, because the right hand, they give you the lightning piece. So these 3 are the same. And then you get 2 slightly smaller female fists. And then it's kind of funny, for the lightning hands, kind of a similar deal here. So you get 2 male lightning hands that are exactly the same, as you can see there. Then you get 2 female lightning hands. Oh no, I'm sorry. These 2 are exactly the same. These are the smaller female one. And then you have this third one, which I believe is a male hand, but I can't tell. And this one's different. So you get 3 different lightning hands. 2 of one, 2 of another, and then this third one by itself. So I think that's interesting. They definitely give you a ton of those lightning hand accessories. At this point, I'm just trying to figure out, I think that extra one is a male hand. Yeah, it looks to be. So, pretty cool. Also, accessory-wise, Pink has a bow, and it does come with the same effect piece arrow that came with Mighty Morphin Pink. But you can see that there's like a little clip right there. I think that's so that you can clip this in, but I'm trying to figure out, like, where would you clip it? You know what I'm saying? The size of the clip is so small. I feel like if I was going to try to, like, clip it on, I'd have to clip it, like, here or something? I don't know, maybe here. Maybe you could just clip on there. Just catch that, maybe? That little part of the effect piece. Yeah, that would work. That would work. So if you clip it onto just that little piece right there, then it, like, the part of the arrow, the feathers part, would hit the bowstring. And then you could have her hold it. That would be cool. That would work. So that's pretty... Either way, I think it's neat that they included these. I mean, yes, this is the same effect piece, but this bow looks good. And it just... It's plastic. It's not string or anything, but you can kind of... It has a little bit of pliability there, so you can kind of pretend like she's plucking it. But pretty cool. These we've seen before. I believe this is exactly the same. I'll do a comparison in a minute when I bring the other one in. And I believe this is the same accessory, but painted slightly different. And again, I'll do a comparison on that in a second. And then we get this, which I don't know what this is. I guess it's some kind of gun, but it has bird wings. Again, I don't remember this from the show. It's very possible, but I don't remember it. So there it is. This is Yellow's weapon, so there's that. And then, of course, we have Black's giant staff. It is quite huge. It is taller than the Rangers, which is pretty neat. And it's simple, but it's nicely painted. I mean, all the silver here, you even have some kind of wrapping around down there. Pretty nicely detailed. All that molding in there looks pretty good, so I'm happy with that. And then you get 2 effect pieces. This thing we've seen 100 times, so they just threw another one of these in here. And then I think this is supposed to wrap around Red's sword. It's kind of weird. They didn't give us 5 effect pieces. I guess this is supposed to... I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of these. They don't really do anything for me. But there you go. You have that. They gave us 5 lightning hands, but then they only gave us 2 effect pieces. So I guess you can pick and choose who you want them to go with. Yeah. But overall, like I said, they all pretty much have the same articulation. The 3 men obviously have the same articulation as each other. The 2 females have the same articulation as each other. And as I showed off, the really only major difference between the male and female molds are the elbows. Everything else is pretty much the same. But they do look good. We finally have a full set of 5. Unfortunately, we did have to get duplicates of red and blue. Real quick, I'm going to compare these 2 to the previous releases. So here are the 2 Psycho Red releases. As you can see, they're pretty much identical. I really can't see any difference at all. I would say it's even the same shade of red. No differences there. Now, as far as his lightning piece goes, let's see if we can compare it. That might be... Is that the female one? Hold on, I can never tell here. It's definitely not the same as that one. Okay, so it is. It's exactly the same as the male one that comes in the pack. So, exactly the same lightning piece there. Comparing the two swords, it's pretty much the same, honestly. I thought it was even painted a little different. I think it's exactly the same. Yeah, I really can't tell any difference. I thought I saw pictures online where they were painted slightly. It feels like the silver might go a little bit further down. Although, actually, hold on, I'm going to take this out of his hand because they are a little bit, like, the more you look at them, it's a little bit different, but very slightly. So, okay, that's actually supposed to move up. That's probably from being in the packaging. So this, I guess this hilt piece is kind of a softer plastic. You can see mine. I don't think that was supposed to be down like that. So, assuming I can pop that all the way up, because at first I thought that was a difference, but I think it's just I have to fix mine. So, assuming that that is supposed to be like that, I guess the silver does come a little bit further down on the old one. Just a little bit. But otherwise, they look pretty much exactly the same. And this is, I gotta fix this because this is stretched out incorrectly. But I can fix that. But yeah, the silver shading just comes down a little bit further on the old one. Otherwise, they are the same. And then for, so I would say those two are the same in that regard. And then in blue, let me tilt this up just a bit there. I would say maybe the new one's a little bit darker blue. Slightly. And then as far as the weapons go, I believe he's got the exact same lightning piece he does. So as far as the axes go, they are, yeah, they're the same. They're identical. Although I never noticed the paint imperfections on mine before. Got a little bit of the silver dinged down here. He's got a little bit of the blue dinged up here, so it's kind of pick whichever one I think looks better. But otherwise, they're pretty much exactly the same. So, yeah, overall, I would say these two releases are really no different. They didn't do anything to change them up. They're pretty much exactly the same. So at the end of the day, judging this set by itself, it's a good set. It's 5 good figures. They all come with their individual weapons. You get a host of other accessories. It's a good set, and I think the price is fair. $100 for 5 of these figures that normally retail for $20 a piece. That's simple math. It makes sense. So, judging this set purely on its own, I think it's good. If you don't have any of these releases, it's definitely something you should look into picking up. You get all 5 Psycho Rangers in one go. The team looks great together. Done and done. Now, obviously, the elephant in the room that we have to address, red and blue were released already, and you probably already have them. So you have to get 2 duplicates in order to get the other 3. Now, a lot of people say, well, if they knew they were doing this, why did they make us buy 2? I don't think they knew they were doing this. I think they did the first 2. I think red sold decent because he came with Lost Galaxy Red, and that 2-pack, made sense, and it was a good 2-pack, and everyone was happy with it. Blue went to GameStop as an exclusive. I don't know if they made too many or what happened, but we've all seen the pictures. They're all over the place. At one point, GameStop was selling them for $2 a piece. They couldn't get rid of them. So, for whatever reason, Blue did not crush it. I think that made Hasbro get scared, and they said, okay, look, people want the other 3. We don't have faith in individual releases. Make this box set, get them out once and done. The people who want them will get them. Everyone else can just live without. We just want to be done with them. And from that perspective, I can understand. But at the same time, I feel like they could have just done a 3-pack to finish it off. I don't think they needed to do all 5. Then again, maybe this was eventually planned as a convention exclusive and they were going to do something like battle damage. I mean, if they would have painted red and blue slightly differently, maybe, you know, damage a helmet or something like that just to make them a little different, and that way it made sense to have both. They could have done something. I'm just saying it's kind of a slap in the face to have to rebuy 2 figures. I don't really think this was their plan all along. I don't think they went out of their way to make us rebuy 2 figures. I think it's just how the chips fell. It's how it worked out. So whatever. If you want the Psychos, grab this pack. It's a good set, and you're done. Now, if individual releases of pink, yellow, and black happen down the line, that to me is a slap in the face, because then you know what you're doing, and there's no reason to make us, you know, buy this 5-pack because we think it's all that's coming and then have to deal with individual releases later. That would upset a lot of people. So I don't think that's going to happen. It could. It very well could. We'll see what happens. But I'm done at this point. The Psycho Rangers are always neat, but I feel like they've recently become this like larger than life team, and the focus on them is just too much, and I'm over it. I always liked them, but now there's just, it's like Bumblebee. It's like I always liked Bumblebee, and then all of a sudden with the Michael Bay movies, Bumblebee became everything, and now I'm over Bumblebee. And that's kind of how I feel about the Psycho Rangers. You put too much focus on them, too much emphasis. They're still good, but I'm over it. I don't need any more. So this is a good box set. Grab it if you want to get all the rest of them. The lightning hands, you know, they really double down on these lightning hands. I mean, you get 5. I appreciate that there's at least 3 different molds of lightning hands to change it up a little bit. But I don't know. I don't remember them doing this all that much. I don't need all 5 of them to be shooting lightning at the same time. You also get these 2 random effect pieces. It's like they didn't know what effect pieces to... I guess technically if you count Pink's Arrow 3, but like this obviously makes sense for Red Sword, and then I don't know who this is supposed to go with. I assume yellow just because of color coordination, but they didn't know what to do for the axe and the staff, so they just said, whatever, don't give them one, just throw some generic stuff. I don't know. You know how I feel about these. I don't care for these that much as it is, so whatever. I do appreciate everyone gets a fist hand, so you can do some punches. Okay, that's cool. So the accessories, other than their weapons, don't excite me that much. The lightning hands, the effect pieces, man, the fists are okay. But they could have done a little something better as far as the accessories that were included. It's not terrible. I don't hate it, but it could have been a little better. If you want to make this feel like a fancy big box set, which for the most part it does, I feel like some extra accessories. I mean, a lot of people are looking for the Savage Sword for pink, which I think makes sense. Now, a lot of people are speculating they could do like a Psycho pink with either Lost Galaxy pink or In Space pink. They could. I think that would be kind of a lame move at this point. But we could see something like that. I would honestly just like to see In Space pink and Lost Galaxy pink as a 2-pack. Do that 2-pack, and I'm happy to do that. But yeah, anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. On its own, it's a good set. If you already have red and blue, you have to decide how much the other 3 are worth it to you. You could always try to sell your red and blue, although I feel like most people who want them would probably buy this set. But then again, this set has kind of gone up in price, kind of going in and out of stock on Amazon. So I think it's an Amazon exclusive still as far as I know. So if you're looking for it, definitely check Amazon. But yeah, that's going to do it for this review. Oh, also just for fun, I wanted to throw green in there just to get like a full group shot. I don't know if they'll ever do silver. If they do a silver, I'd probably grade it just for completionist's sake, but I don't really need a silver, and technically he was never really a character. It was just Zane in disguise, so... Unless they went to do like In Space Silver and Psycho Silver as a 2-pack, then I would totally be down for that, and it would make total sense to me to do that, so that would be cool. But yeah, please don't give us any more Psycho Rangers beyond... Of these, let's say, of these 6. No more of these 6. I'm done. But it's a good set. If you want it, check Amazon. I think it was $99.99. Might be out of stock right now, but might pop in again later on. So let me know what you guys think about this set in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.